Hi there, this is Jim the Keys bartender. We're going to have two episode 257s up there, and the first one was less than a second long because I accidentally filed that. I'll delete it later on. I guess I could delete it right now if I wanted to. It's going to, I'm here with Joel from Virginia, who's in his COVID-19 exile from Spain, and his daughter's home in Virginia. Say hello.
Hey.
Hey. So how you doing today?
Lunch, so every month, if that's all right.
Yeah. Have you left the house yet?
Oh yeah.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Where have you gone?
Well, I mean, there's so staying at my daughter's. She lives in a development with her hubby. That's I mean, it's quite a large house, quite a large development. It's got it's right on sort of the break line between suburban and
Is it on the border of Washington D.C. and Virginia?
No, it's definitely in Virginia. It's about halfway out to like the Blue Ridge Parkway, Front Royal, that sort of thing.
Let me give a quick background. Joel is a friend of mine. I met he and his wife Gabby in Key Largo. They winter in Key Largo several months, and the rest of the year they spend in Spain. Would that be correct?
Yep.
And you're both retired psychologists.
Right.
And you had intended to go back to Spain, but you were very rudely interrupted by COVID-19 when you left here.
Yeah,
what date did you leave Key Largo?
We left on the 9th of February.
9th of February?
And then we were in Baltimore visiting kids. And then we went up to New York. Mm-hmm. We were going to catch our plane. But we had a few days to kill, and Gabby went up to Westchester to see her mother, who's 98. And I went to Chinatown because I love Chinese food, Yeah. So, and at that point in time, that was about the only place that wasn't getting hit with corona.
So that was February. What date was that? Are you there, Joel?
Yeah.
What date was that? You said you left here February 9th? So you were up?
No, February 29th.
29th, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was
and
a
then
little early.
Well,
now, if you had left then, could you still have gotten into Spain?
Yeah. My hesitancy really was, we were getting calls from Spain, don't come back, friends. It was starting to get bad. It all happened very quickly, and within 2-3
let me
days.
add, you were probably used to hearing those calls anyway in regular circumstances, where your so-called friend would call you and tell you that please don't come back to Spain.
Don't come back.
Yeah, but this was don't come back to Spain because things don't look so hot. Do you hear me?
I think
your voice is dropping out.
Really? I'm talking pretty loud. I don't know why that is.
Now I hear you.
All right.
So what they missed is saying your friends called you and told you not to come back because I guess Spain was right after Italy was starting to feel the effects of the stuff going on in
It was
Yeah.
it was starting to look pretty bad.
Yeah. And how far is
And the
Malaga?
thing,
You stay in Malaga, but the central, like New York City is here, and northern Italy. In Italy, uh, the the outbreak was centered strongly in Madrid, in Spain, right?
right? Yeah,
And how far is Malaga from Madrid? Malaga. You dropped out again,
I
man.
mean it's at the southern tip of Spain, about 30 miles west of Gibraltar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Where would
it
you
wasn't,
fly in normally?
and it was just starting to look bad there. But the other thing was, I was getting calls from my daughter here in Virginia
Mm-hmm.
saying, you can't go back there. You must come down and be with us.
Mm-hmm.
So she was very insistent. So, it was like it was all ganged up, and I wasn't so much concerned about going back to Spain because we have a place that's sort of sequestered. It's like it's got walls around it. It's
Mm-hmm.
off the main drag. That kind of thing. I was more concerned about flying at 30,000 feet in the middle tube with recirculated air.
Mm-hmm.
That was my big concern.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, here we are.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just wanted to give, in case we had some new listeners to know what
Yeah.
you're going through. And you said, so you've been there. When did you get to your daughter's house?
And
Could you repeat that? You broke
the,
up again.
like we came down on like the 15th.
Of March.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much when the shit was going down here too, in
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
in the Keys.
We're down there.
And so you've been in sheltering in place in Virginia, and we're doing the same here. Well,
Right.
the interesting thing is, as opposed to things like Irma and other things that we've gone through, seminal events in American history, this is being felt all over, and it's the reaction that's different to people. But the local grocery stores here originally, over, I guess, starting in mid-March, that's when we started seeing the hoarding, about 3.5 weeks
Yeah.
ago. And then they started putting restrictions on the amount of items people could take. And then they started doing like face guards, plastic face guards, putting up at the register. And but strangely, the supermarket change itself wasn't allowing the workers to wear gloves and masks, or wasn't telling them to wear them, which I didn't quite understand why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And the same as
No.
Walgreens. I don't know that, but things have changed quickly now, and I imagine it's in a lot of places now, the same thing. But at this Publix here today, I went, and I know they did this a couple days ago. They closed down. There's two entrances to the supermarket. One is an entrance and the other is an exit now. So you can go in one side and you can leave the other.
Yeah.
And you must have a face mask when you enter the supermarket, wearing a face mask.
Right.
And all the regular aisles are one way.
Yeah.
So they're going up and down.
Yeah.
And some people aren't quite getting that. They're not getting the drift
Yeah,
of that.
The same here, but they're doing that kind of configuration.
Yeah,
And go through the market.
Yeah, and they put up the caution tapes for 6 feet, and they're warning people, stand back and do all these things, which I think is pretty smart.
Yeah.
So Um, the yesterday, so they figure supermarkets are essential. Right now, it's really interesting. We did discuss last week that, or the week before, that liquor stores, though may not be essential, they would cause a critical shortage of something people would become acutely missing from their lives. You know, there's people that's one of those things. They have to have it. It's like cigarettes.
Yeah.
You divide it. If you try to cut cigarettes off from people, they would literally break into the stores to get them because of, well, cigarette, actually, the tobacco addiction is probably much more fierce.
I have a story about that, actually.
Let's hear it.
Well, for a while, I worked in the hospital for the in Maryland, and I wasn't there. I had left already, but so when it came into law that no smoking indoors, any place, well, they made the patients all stop smoking. A dangerous place it became overnight. You know, must not take cigarettes away from the criminal. Must give them something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that was strange.
Well, today when I went, it would appear, it seems like it's busy, but then again, it's Easter weekend. There's less people. You don't see the families as much. Down in Key Largo, it used to be every weekend. You'd see people, about 6 or 7 people gathered around one shopping cart, walking down the aisles. Now at most you have 2 people, which, you know, I would suggest that if you were, unless, you know, you couldn't trust that person, or you were doing 2 people shopping where you go and get this stuff while I'm going getting this stuff to get out of there as quick as possible. That makes sense. But you're doubling your exposure. But I went, I did something new today. Normally I would wear a handkerchief and wear it like, you know, Western style.
Like a bandana.
Like a bandit, right?
Yeah.
But I switched over to a surgical mask, and I went into Publix and I went to get supplies because I told my daughter I'd make homemade macaroni and cheese today. And I went out to get that and some of the things I need for tomorrow. And I put the mask on, and the mask was sitting in a drawer for a while. And there must have been, there's different material in the mask and things like that. And it's been sitting around for a while. It's clean, hasn't been used. But I put it on, and there must have been dust or some kind of material on it. Because when I inhaled it, I got a bunch of stuff into my lungs. And I started getting these really, I mean, bad hacky coughs. Right there, right in the dairy aisle of Publix on the right-hand side. And I'm like leaning, and there's people around me, and I'm like, you know, and I swear to God, it was like I was holding a hand grenade in front of me. Holy shit, Joel, it cleared that aisle, and some of those people were keeping an eye on me. They staying steering a clear way, but it was frankly because I wasn't used to using the mask, and it really dried out everything. I mean, I went running today. I have my seasonal allergies, and I always have some kind of congestion going on. But I noticed that people were very, I guess, vigilant about wearing masks now. They weren't wearing the stupid one. I posted, there's people wearing paper bags, T-shirts, you know, just pulling the T-shirt up above their nose, which, you know, it's got to provide some, you know, if you sneezed or anything, it would provide some kind of protection where you're not expelling, you know, vapor.
You do what you got to do. What choice do you have? Because there are shortages. I saw a photo of them dragging some guy off a bus in New York City, I think it was, because he didn't have a mask. The police were dragging him off the bus. It was a little violent. actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more violent than it had to be. Yeah.
The police were getting. I think the guy himself made it more violent by not, right?
Well, you don't know New York City police the way I do.
Well, I know
I grew up
Philadelphia
with
police.
them.
They get like that too. But I mean,
They can be on a hair trigger under ordinary circumstances. You know?
yeah. I guess I'd be really angry though if I had to go and pull someone because they said, "Listen, we just told you got to wear mask. There's got to be something around your house."
Yeah.
You know.
No, don't get me wrong. I love the police, but they're already angry. You know, and then you give them stress like this. You know, let's just say they're closer to the threshold. You know. No, I grew up learning very early. Never argue with a cop in New York. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knows better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. I mean, but all these things when we go out there, how quickly people are doing it. There was actually one of my acquaintances. I was going to say friend. He's a fisherman, and he was in the beginning. He was laughing about it, and now he's wearing a buff over. You know, one of those fisherman buff they wear. A lot of them. We were specially suited down here because a lot of people have these face masks to protect themselves from the sun when they're on the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they got them. They're walking around with these suckers on the, and
Yeah, sure.
he's at the back of his truck, and there's one of the workers from Publix there, and he has the buff around his face, and he's washing his hands, and it had to be like for 20 seconds. He's reaching into the bed of the truck. He must have water, and he has soap, and his hands are all lathered up. And I see him scrubbing his hands and stuff like that. And the guy's watching him, and I have no idea. I didn't want to spend a lot of time around there, but it was kind of funny. He just looked, I don't know what the story was about it. Like, are you doing it before you go in, or are you after? And is he letting the guy go and do it? I don't know. If he just says, "Oh, I got plenty of water and soap here. You want to?" I just put my gloves on because I got out of the car. And that's funny how people ride around in the cars. I mean, they made a comment. People getting in their car and wearing it, the mask, and then the gloves. I imagine if you're an Uber driver, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean.
But the gloves when you're driving, it's your steering wheel, and if you don't know enough to sanitize your steering wheel, and then if you go out, if you wear your gloves and touch stuff. I mean, if you're wearing the gloves, you put the gloves when you leave your car, and you take your gloves off before you get back in your car.
That would be.
Yeah. That was the logic behind it. But if you go out and touch a bunch of stuff and then get back in your car with the gloves, I guess as long as you're wearing the gloves, you take the gloves off before the end. I mean, there's a whole lot of other things. And then you're picking up your phone and your wallet and shit like that. But there's a couple things I was thinking about. I was watching a show and they talk about the death of the handshake for our culture.
Yeah.
That.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was, before everything broke and came down.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking regular.
Yeah. Now I hear you.
Okay. Well, you're on Skype, right?
Yeah.
Skype is not. There are too many people Skyping, so it breaks up a lot now. But anyway, so when I was in Chinatown before I came down here, I just wanted to let Chinese people know that I wasn't prejudiced, because that was going on, because it came out of Wuhan, China.
Okay.
So I was just walking up to random Chinese guys and trying to hug them, just to show them
that you're kidding. You're kidding.
That it wasn't.
Oh wait, what if you went up to a Korean? What if they were Korean?
Yeah, definitely.
Wouldn't you be sending the wrong message saying, you'd be sending the message where I really don't know the difference between a Chinese, Korean, Thai, or Malayan,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, but this, I was
Japanese.
in Chinatown. It was, it was Chinese. But, would I hug a North Korean? I don't know.
How would you
I'm
know?
not sure.
Oh, I wait a second. Now you're really splitting hairs. How would you tell the difference between a North Korean and a South Korean?
Yeah, yes. Well,
It's like someone from
hairs,
Kentucky or Ohio.
thing,
What's the difference,
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
North Koreans to look a little angrier to me.
and thinner? Are you saying they're thinner? Thinner.
Yeah, no, the North Koreans look a little angrier
So
to
the
me.
way you
Is what
would
I'm saying.
combat the negative press Chinese have been getting, you would go up and hug random Chinese people in Chinatown.
Well, I say I tried, but they fought me off
Unsolicited. Oh, these
most
are
of the time.
unsolicited hugs.
Yes, of course,
You
unsolicited.
come up behind somebody and start hugging them.
No, in front. No. No, I'm a front guy.
Okay, and women and men.
Yeah, I'm a front. Well, men.
Men. Okay.
Yeah, women might take it the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay. That's
When,
um.
but what I'm saying is, I wasn't quite successful because they all kept like fighting me off.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing? Get out?
But
Yeah.
is hugging isn't their thing, is it?
I guess not.
Hugging. That's one of my lists and things like hugging people. Huggy people. They're going to have to do something. I mean, your
I'm
family.
a hug.
Yeah, huggy people.
No, man.
Have to change.
I'm a hugger. I'm a psychologist.
Uh-huh.
I hug trees. I hug everything.
Well, if let's say you're meeting someone in a social situation, we did this show a couple months ago about the kissing, people that kiss.
Well,
the
that's
double
a big
kiss,
thing.
the Spanish thing, one kiss on each cheek.
Oh yeah, it's a European thing.
Yeah, well, that thing's probably gone.
Yeah, that's way gone.
That's way gone.
That's way gone.
Yeah,
but
the
you know what
single
the purpose
kiss,
of
and I'd have to say doubly the double kiss, or any face licking.
well, it's the double cheek. Occasionally it goes to a triple, but that's getting intimate.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that kiss on the lips too, and when they're drinking, they go right to the lips. And guys too. Oh my God, it's incredible. 2 months ago.
Disgusting. Disgusting, Jim. Yeah, it's disgusting, man.
Well, we talked about the handshake. The handshake was, if you think of the Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends, and he had a whole section on the handshake.
The handshake.
Yeah, firm handshake.
How to do the handshake.
Look them in the eyes.
Right.
Very pleasant greeting.
Yes.
Yeah, and a confident greeting
was. Yeah.
But that's by the way, that's fall by the wayside. If you've seen a YouTube video,
that's like
what?
That's like last century.
Yeah, it is. It's
way last century.
Well, even in the beginning, I mean, up until a year or 2 years ago, there's teachers. You see these teachers in inner city schools, and they learn. What do they learn? They learn they have 30 students, and they have an individual handshake for each one. Individual handshake where they remember each handshake. Like 50 unique handshakes. Like it's amazing, and that's got to be gone. The high five. The high five is done.
I saw my pulmonologist. I have bad lungs. I saw my pulmonologist,
Mm-hmm.
and this is before the whole thing went down. It was more that first week of March, and for him a fist bump, you know, and he was elbow bump. I don't even think you can do that. He's 6 feet, right?
Elbow bump. Well, that's social distancing. Yes. Now.
Yeah.
So the replacements. So what the replacements was the elbow and fist bump before the social distancing, right? And the foot tap, where where you stand off and you tap, put your foot out, tap twice on either side. There's the Japanese greeting, bowing from the waist.
Right.
That's probably a pretty good one to do.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, you do it from a little further away because you're going to, depending on how tall you are, you got a little within that 6 feet.
Yeah. Hey Jim, have you been to Japan?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, make it. Put it on your list.
Bucket list.
Japan's one of the greatest places to ever visit.
Well,
it's the closest you ever get to being off planet. It's like a really different culture, but in small ways, and it's very user friendly. But it's just the trip of a lifetime. That's my.
Okay. Well, I will take that advice to put Japan on my bucket list. I had that. It always has kind of been there for me, Japan. Okay, we're going to get back to this replacement. The foot tap, the bowing from the waist. That's a good one, I think. Namaste, the hands.
Namaste.
Supine position, namaste. It's kind of a modified bowing. And
do you know what that means, by the way?
What?
Do you know what?
Yeah, my soul recognizes your soul. Something like that,
What would it say again?
You're recognizing the divinity in the other person.
Literally means they are souls joined.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, I thought it was more of an acknowledgement of each person's divinity. There's the Fonzie,
No,
Fonzie
what's that?
He never shook hands. And he did it. He did it he used a double thumbs up, and he kind of leaned back. When Fonzie on Happy Days, he did the lean back.
Okay, yeah, no.
Hey,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Lean back. He leaned back, so added social distancing, double fins up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very enthusiastic greeting. People thought it used to be cool.
Yeah.
But, okay. Oh, Abby, you could just tell me. Come on.
Yeah.
And let me.
Was
Abby's
that like,
going to Winn-Dixie. Okay.
So you jump.
Joel and Gabby say hello. Okay. What?
Isn't it Fonzie or jump shark?
What? Pardon?
Isn't it Fonzie?
Fonzie. Fat Fonzie.
Fonzie.
Yeah.
Fondue.
Fondue. No. Fondue is not socially acceptable because I guess you could.
That's right.
Fondue would be as long as you're not double dipping and you're using a new stick each time.
No, big fan. We
What?
did this. Gabby was Gabby's great at this sort of thing. She's so socially hip, but she suggested that the four of us do for the first time we did this. We did a happy hour together, and we had a number of different dips. He had and we had chips.
Well, that would be, if you had dips.
No.
Wait, Joel.
Chips.
You don't have to explain. If you say you had dips, I'm going to assume you had chips.
And,
Hello? Now it went blank right there. I missed that.
we all.
You all agreed on the social convention and not double dipping? I missed the whole
not
thing.
not double dipping.
So,
as close as we are.
One dip.
Family.
One dip.
One dip one dip per chip.
Yeah. You just got to get a lot on there, Or there's the
That's
thing
right.
where you take a spoon and take the dip and put it on your plate.
No.
Right?
Civilized, Jim.
What? Well, okay.
I say
See, I
monthly,
missed
we're not
half
that-
of it. I missed half. If it sounded like I was stepping on your lines, it's because there was no sound coming.
No, I was just saying
Like there's no sound coming right
we're
now.
not that we would use a spoon for dipping.
Oh, sophisticated, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't eat a candy bar or a donut with a knife and fork?
Who does that? No, come on, man.
Mr. Pitt.
Tell me, who does that?
Mr. Pitt
Where?
on Seinfeld. What do you eat it with your hands? George
Is that the
Costanza.
Seinfeld
George
thing?
Costanza
Yeah.
did that with the Yankees. He started eating a candy bar with a knife and fork. A Milky Way or a Three Musketeer bar with a knife and fork.
One of the things we did when we landed here is we have HBO, and my gave them our HBO. They're right up. Enthusiast.
Oh, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Which is Larry David.
Yes.
He really is the brains behind the stuff.
Yes.
More twisted parts of stuff. Yeah.
Well, let's get back to these social greetings. We need to get one that you think is suitable. How about the head nod? How you doing? You're kind of like that. How you doing? Kind of your head nod. How you doing?
Yeah.
Informal.
Yeah, I think that's very. And you're each getting away from each other now.
Yeah. Oh,
when you meet somebody.
How about
on the path?
Enthusiastic hand wave, like Forrest Gump. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. You know what I mean? Big hand wave. What do you think?
Not my cup of tea.
Not your cup? How about the single or double hand as a gun? Hey, like pointing at you with the hand as a gun. Not a gun per se, but people, they do with the hand gestures. He's looking at you, or double ones game. Hey, how you doing? And you got the thumbs up and the fingers pointed out and the three fingers pointed out. That's a double handgun thing. Hey, you. Hey, you. Like that.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I think that's the equivalent of, if you go back to real handshakes, that's the equivalent of like a double handshake. You're handshaking, and then you put your other hand on the top of the hand.
Their bicep or on their forearm too.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was. It's called a glad hander. That's called a glad hander.
Right.
That was when you you take their hands. It's a pleasure to meet you, and you take it. And you're not doing a whole hard handshake. You're doing the other one, and it's touching someone. It's like really intimate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really, it's like the opposite of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The opposite of cool.
Yep. The
Okay.
opposite of cool.
How about with your hands at your sides, no head movement or facial movement, and total verbal. You know,
Yo,
nice
like
to meet
yo.
you. Nice to meet you. Don't move your head. Don't blink your eyes. I think that would.
Very,
What
yeah,
do you think?
very, very flat essay,
Yes,
right?
but
Yeah,
straightforward. Straightforward. Don't blink your eyes.
yeah,
Arms straight down. Don't move your head.
yeah, yeah,
Just like when
nada.
you meet someone, something you come totally still,
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
stillness is your sincerity.
Well, I think that one is beyond cool, and maybe even venturing on to the spectrum.
Oh, oh, really? Very autistic.
Yeah,
I'm becoming next time.
kind of flat. Yeah,
How about this? If next time you're in Key Largo,
yeah,
we will do a sampling of these. The
yeah.
handshake
We'll
will be.
do,
I
we'll
mean,
do
if we're
that.
doing, if we're back
We'll
to
do that.
handshake, then we're going to really be thinning out the herd if it's still kissing and hugging.
Yeah, no, I feel like next time we get into catch, you know, let's do that whole first session or whatever you would call it
Mm-hmm.
as if we're both on the spectrum, okay?
Yeah, just stop.
And we're just totally avoidant and
No,
barely
right. Well,
acknowledging
on
each
the
other.
spectrum, you wouldn't look at people in the eyes, though.
Yeah,
You'd
no,
be
I
looking
can't,
over their shoulder. I had a friend of mine. I won't say his name. And he became a naval officer. He would not look you in the eyes.
Right.
Never look you in the eyes. He was absolutely brilliant. But he just couldn't look you in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but he could fire missiles
yes. On a submarine. He's a
nobody.
He's a sub officer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Talk about social distancing. Okay, now think about first dates now. Think of how this affects first dates.
Say again.
How this affects first dates. First date, a first date.
First dates.
Date.
Oh.
D-A-T-E.
Yeah. Right. I have a story about that too.
Yeah, there's hugging, there's kissing. There's a kiss on the cheek. Well, it takes the pressure off a lot of times now. There's no why didn't they say? Well, you got to know who the person is. It's like you're either you're all in, right? I mean, if you're going to kiss someone on the cheek, you might as well have sex. Because you're putting almost. Oh God!
Right.
I'm going to open a can of worms with that one, I think. But I think it makes it easier for the casual sex people because they were putting themselves at risk anyway.
Jim, there's a header I saw in online somewhere where they were insisting that Czechoslovakian nudists wear masks. Okay.
Really? Well, I mean, no. Well, I mean, it is it's a pulmonary disease, so you would get it from the lungs. It wouldn't be like
I know.
A vagina spray or
No. I know. I'm saying we've just elevated from STDs, right?
Yeah.
That's old school.
I know. Well, we lived through the '80s. I mean, in the '80s, you were married, right?
We survived the '80s.
You were married in the '80s?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was single. Most of the time, meaning not in a monogamous relationship with women. Not that it matters.
Yeah.
And I was pretty. I have to say, I was a pretty good practitioner using the condom. and all my
Okay.
encounters. And the only reason I couldn't say always is because of my drinking habit, right? But then
Yeah.
again, I always felt if I drank a lot, I don't think anything was going to happen. There was not going to be any intimacies occurring
Yeah.
anyway. But I knew some
Yeah.
guys that said, no, I don't like, and I go, in the 80s, I can understand guys in maybe the late 90s and stuff, but I figure by then, it's always going to be condoms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Elaine started talking about someone being sponge-worthy, there's STDs.
Well,
Right?
I think my memory of the '80s is that the biggest concern was really herpes, right?
Yeah. Well, there still was AIDS. You didn't know there wasn't a uniform description on how AIDS until later in the 80s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Right.
and then there were people just like there were people that lied about their intimacies, like how they were, where they went, how many partners they had. You know,
Yeah.
the the people that infrequently had sex rarely contracted the items, the diseases, STDs,
Yeah.
and they didn't have to lie.
Right.
But the people that really lied were the people that had so many reckless encounters. And
See,
I was borderline. I was borderline like not quite like an NBA player, right? But
but like, Will,
I had to say I had my share.
but not quite like Will.
No, not like Wilt, not like Wilt. And
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, God bless him. Not that I admire that. How do you? I mean, after a certain amount of encounters, how much it? Getting back to the original topic, how much does it become like shaking hands? Right?
Yeah.
That's a certain amount
Yeah.
of times when you had it so many times, you go and say,
Yeah.
oh, Jesus. I mean, you eat ice cream every day. So that,
I guess those were like those early warning signs. It was
I mean, I always thought myself,
Corona,
I had
right?
such a varied, I had such a varied history with women that when I was ready to settle down, I was ready to settle down. I mean, still doesn't stop you from being interested in, and your fantasy, your mind is a great playground. The imagination is a great playground for that stuff. But I mean, if you had enough experience, you could play the tape forwarding and see. Well, I know I kind of know what would happen right here. I mean, it'd be a little different. They look a little different. May have I had some great partners, but not so great partners. I'm sure they thought the same things about me, and that's how I'm able to, live my monogamous life, and plus getting older helps too. And these people that just have one or two partners, that I can see how it would be really difficult for them. So.
Myself, I was a braggart, So I was like, I would be like, oh man, I've had so many. We better use a condom.
Oh yeah, you said.
Yeah, I was definitely a braggart.
You're.
Yep.
Well, I always thought that you better. I mean, it's always better to the people. They mentioned that the R system for the COVID-19 was like the death was made. The R for it, how many people, you don't know how many people, one person infects how many other people. And it could be kind of high. It could be 2.8 or more for this, or it could be even higher. But the mortality rate, 2% or higher? And people say, well, that's not that high. 1 in 50 chance. And, if you were playing a bet on in Las Vegas, it's not a really good not a really good
Yeah.
chance bet. But if you had a bowl of 100 M&Ms, and you know that 2 of those M&Ms would kill you, would you eat the M&Ms? No.
Yeah.
I would. Oh, you would?
Oh yeah.
You're living on the edge. That's why you're a musician. You know?
Yeah, Eminem.
Yeah. And I mean, are
Who
you
we
serious?
talking-
If there was like 2 of those
Wait, who are we
100
talking about?
where it could kill you, you would eat them as you cough.
Eminem the rapper? Is that
No,
what we're talking
no.
about?
That's you know
Oh.
what his real name is, right?
Thurgood Marshall or
Yeah,
something.
close. Very good. Very good. Marshall Mathers.
Yeah.
And a cross between Thurgood Marshall and the guy that played Leave It for Beaver. Thurgood Marshall and Jerry Mathers.
Yeah.
You know what?
There you go.
That's why I would be always
Yeah.
excellent at Jeopardy.
There you go.
But
Your fund of knowledge is incredible, Jim.
it is. Are you? See,
Is there anything you don't know?
there's a lot of things I don't know.
You're like, yeah, man, no, you're the answer man. You know. I have a question. I don't know. Man, it's a toss up. Maybe I'd go Google, maybe I'd go Jim. I don't know.
I would always go Google it first. You know.
That's yeah, don't bother me. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying? Yeah, don't, yeah.
I think I go Google first. Well, listen, we got to the. Oh, I did not mention. I want to mention. We have a
Yeah.
sponsor. It's more of a affiliate. I mean, when I say sponsors, someone allows us to have a link on our show. And do you
Right.
drink? Do you ever drink prosecco?
What?
Do you ever drink prosecco?
What is that? What is that?
It's
sounds
a
very
sparkling white wine. It's kind of like, it's not a champagne because
Oh, yeah.
champagne has to,
Right.
but prosecco
No,
is
no,
along
we
the
have-
lines of that.
From Italy?
Yes,
Is that Italian?
yes.
Yeah, we call that cava in
Okay.
Spain.
Well, there's this
Yeah.
sponsor called Bellissima, and
Mhm.
it's a vineyard that is Christy Brinkley is a partner in, and it's all
Well, there you go.
organic, and it's prosecco and sparkling white wines, and they
Yeah.
also have a low and no sugar alternatives. And if you went to
Mhm.
www.keysbartender.com and went to
Yeah.
the sponsors page, there's a link for Bellissima Wines. It's also under United Spirits, but they're one of the providers, Bellissima Wines. And if you want to show some love for the show, and if you like Prosecco and sparkling wines, you could check out their products and order some. They
Okay.
got some great deals. And they're also contributing, I think right now, for orders, they're making a nice sizable chunk of
Right.
any of the purchases to the recovery effort for COVID-19. So
Oh,
it's a
cool.
good thing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then and actually, I am in the, we are now in the marketing age with the podcast.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So,
Which
since
is
we-
changing very quickly,
Yes, yes.
given the
just-
circumstances. Yeah.
Yes, we do the shows and all that stuff. And since I have you on,
Yeah.
I think you're very candid, and we can talk. What does your next week look like?
Oh man, I have no idea. You know, the Vedanta Hindus have a saying that goes like this. How does it go? I'm blocking right now. No, it's like the only thing looking into the future is like driving a car where the only thing you have to guide you is what you can see in the rearview mirror.
Unless you're driving backwards.
unless you're in reverse.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Have we done that yet?
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank
And
you.
I think it. You know, we should send that out to some physicists.
Okay, we should do a preliminary.
But,
So let's. Today is Saturday. Would you like to do this again? The preliminary day. Let's pick a day like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot.
What about Wednesday? Does Wednesday work?
Wednesday works. We'll do it on Wednesday.
Let's say Wednesday.
Yep. I had earlier in the week. I had a reporter from the Key West Citizen,
Cool.
Jill Zima. Oh God, what's her last name? Jill Zima. I got her last name. I'll put it on it. It was episode 254 or 255. I had Jill on there from the Key West Citizen, and we talked. We did a lot of heavy keys stuff, but we're going to have Joel back, and since Joel, you know the keys, and and the last thing I wanted, since we left, I was riding my bike, and remember the fireworks store and at 106, 107, Phantom Fireworks.
Sort of, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I was driving by and I thought the only essential, I saw there were still some stores that were open. I don't understand why they were open. Like there was the sales shop that was open that made sales for boats. And then I thought, I looked at the Phantom. I looked at the adult store and I thought the adult store, the sex shop, I thought that may be that definitely may be essential service for some people.
Particularly now.
Especially during a quarantine.
With the
you should definitely not allow people return anything from that. But what?
Yeah, with the no touchy thing.
No touchy thing. Yeah, there's. And I'm not trying to be, but dildos, vibrators, anal beads, all these things that people can use as surrogates, blow up dolls, and all this stuff. It's so. I mean, how important would that be
with those anal beads, Jim, they'll throw in a slingshot for free.
A slingshot?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
with the anal beads for free.
Well, I was thinking of the fireworks company, and I said not essential, but and it drives my dog nuts. My dog nuts. But I swear to God, I could really enjoy some fireworks going to a field right now and messing with fireworks right now, like some bottle rockets, some Roman candles. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, were you like that as a kid?
I don't know. It's hard for me to get back to that, but I did have a thought that maybe you could have a new essential business that would be like a combination of sex toys and fireworks.
Butt plugs and firecrackers.
Yeah.
Something like that. Butt plugs and firecrackers.
Something like that. And just to keep people's activity level up.
Yeah. You could just fire up fireworks.
You know,
it could be like one of those poppers.
Yeah.
The poppers they have on Christmas Day in England, where you pop something and a little gift comes out.
That's right.
A little like crown or something like that. And it could be fireworks go off, and then all of a sudden you got a parachute coming down, and in it is a little package of anal beads or some kind of lube or something like that.
Or a large package of anal beads.
Unlucky.
You know,
then you have to have a big.
I mean, I'm just,
I know. Well,
I'm not good at measurements. I just,
Well, you know what? You're a professional. You know what fits, Joel. I know that. So.
Yeah. Always professional.
Yes.
I never take off that mask, Jim. You know me.
Oh, that's funny. You said mask. You end the show with the mask because we had the paper bag mask on there. Well, Joel, thank you very much.
Okay, always a
Give your
pleasure.
best to Gabby, Megan,
Will
and
do.
Trent.
Yeah, and
And
Abby and your daughter, and yep,
I got their names, right?
yeah.
Okay, and you have a good one. Uh,
You
have a
too.
good happy hour. Yeah.
Indeed. All right, and so Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, same time, same channel,
3:30.
3:30.
Gotcha, man.
I'll see you, Joel. Take care till then.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you almost wasted an entirely good hour with us, but and sorry about any of the sound. Sometimes we got to take the good with the bad when it comes to Skype. But we'll be back in a couple days. I'll probably do a show on Monday, and we'll definitely do one on Wednesday, and probably another one on Thursday. It's not entirely necessary for you to listen live, but we're pushing the show live. My thinking behind it, I'll repeat again, is that if I do a live show and it's not up to snuff, there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to let it go. And if I ponder the a show that's recorded, sometimes I may not post it. So this way I'm certain to put it out. And I apologize if you think it's slipshod, but it's the way I operate. And also, once again, if you want to show some love, go to our website, www.keysbartender.com. Go to sponsors, and we got a link for Bellissima Wines, and we get a portion of all the sales from that. So that helps support the show. And also, if you on that website, you can find our emails, jim@keysbartender.com. Send me a message if you have any suggestions for topics. Contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. For now, we're going to be signing off, and we're going to do some of that. I don't know if you like the music, but I like hearing it. Oh, let's say hi to Tina right here. I hope you didn't find me this way.
You're an asshole!
You're loud, Tina. And then you're so loud. But then we're signing off right now.